What's up, guys? Alright, so this video is going to be another meme type video. We're going to make fun of some nerds again and have some fun with this. So, if you guys don't remember, Ghost from the Past was a set that was released this year. Everyone went apeshit because, as they said, the Yu-Gi-Oh community's words, not mine, the set was being scalped, scalpers were ruining the game, yada yada yada. Scalper, my enjoyment of the game is ruined because of these scalpers, or some BS like that, right? Now, before we get to that, we're gonna go into some definitions here, right? So I have two tabs. One is of entitled, and we're gonna use this definition: the right or claim of something, right? I really do think the Yu-Gi-Oh community is the most entitled community I've ever met in my life. Like, it really does ruin my enjoyment of the game. I just want to have fun. It's a hobby, you know? And then we're going to have another definition here. I'm going to use Urban Dictionary because I don't think scalper is a legitimate word, right? Like, maybe it is, and I was just having a hard time finding an actual dictionary because I just kept getting scalped, like the act of scalping, right? Which, we're not talking about that. So there's a whole bunch of definitions here, and we'll read a couple, and then I'll pick the one that I think fits the bill on this one. So the first one here is the scum of the earth who are too incapable to get an actual job. And so I guess this is them using it in a sentence. The scalper dickhead just made this prices of Nintendo Switch triple. That doesn't sound like a correct sentence. Let me reread that. This scalper dickhead just made this prices of Nintendo Switch's triple. All right. I don't know, Mike. Maybe you should probably work on your grammar before you judge people. But okay, so I already see some people who had some Mickey's fries come in here and try to unleash some anger on the internet. So we'll move on here. This is interesting, but I think that's just a random word there. So, dumbass bitches who buy tons of product and resell it for a really big number times the price. And again, see, this is so much salt. They have making these fries now, and they're dumping more salt on top of it. Which, by the way, side note, my sister does this, and it's fucking gross. And yeah, anyway, so again, more salt. I'm not gonna, this is getting closer to the actual definition, but I'm gonna skip this one too. So, an asshole who pre-orders, buys an item as soon as it's available and resells it at a higher price point than the item originally sold for, usually is fat, lazy, or has no actual job. We're getting there. Let's see. Someone who purchases large quantities of goods, usually tickets, early with the sole intention of reselling them at a higher price at a later date. And I think we found the definition that I think everyone can agree, and I think this is a good definition. So let's move on to Ghost from the Past, right? So does Yu-Gi-Oh actually have a scalper problem? In my opinion is no. Of course, it doesn't have a scalper problem. Now, what it does have is a pandemic problem, and a lot of things do have a pandemic problem, right? We know Konami is pretty shit at quality control, maintaining their manufacturing stuff, right? So, of course, the pandemic that caused a lot of issues, not just for card companies, for every single company, essentially, through the duration of like a year and a half, and they're kind of, building a little bit back a little. They're getting better now that we're reopening and all this BS. I'm not an expert on the pandemic. I'm not gonna go too much into that. But the fact that we had a global pandemic doesn't really cross people's minds when it comes to supply and demand here. Of course, we don't have a scalper problem. We had a pandemic problem. And yeah, I would say a lot of people were buying and selling. And this is the reason I picked Ghost from the Past, is because it embodied that to a T. Because if you don't remember, people were buying this, and you can still kind of see the price here. Originally, it was an MSRP of $15, and then they were revealing cool ghost rares, and people were speculating that Dark Magician Girl was going to be in here, so that drove the price up as well. But people were selling this basically for at least twice as as much as was MSRP price for this set. And people were going crazy. They were saying, scalpers, oh my god, they're ruining the game. All right, so we got, what, 5 months now that we let the set basically die, right? And let's see what the scalpers did to the market. The highest price card is $12.17. We are not going to count these, and I'll get back to why in a little bit. The highest price card is $12.17 on this scalped, quote-unquote, scalped product. So assuming this product was scalped, because that's what everyone was saying around the time this was selling out, right? Then we should see some pretty high prices, shouldn't we? Because everyone paid really high amounts for it. It doesn't seem that way though. Like, let's say you want to pick up some Dragoonity stuff, $15 for 3 copies of this, and then 3 times 3, $9 for 3 copies of this, and then you have 2 times 3, $6. You would have spent less money on buying these singles than buying the scalped product, right? So now we have 2 things, right? Singles are your best bet in basically every situation, because I just told you that these 3 cards right here, right, which I think were the chase cards for Dragoonity players. I don't see anything else here. Maybe there's more. I forgot the set, honestly. Maybe there's more cards further down here, but I mean, at that point, they're cents then, right? They're going to be really cheap, so who the fuck cares about those? Now, assuming scalpers are a huge problem, like people are saying, then you can just buy singles and avoid the whole mess all in of itself, right? Now, are scalpers a big problem? No, because you can just, like I said, you can just buy singles. Now, let's say you do want to buy the product, right? You want to buy the product and open it. Now you're kind of more of a collector, and you're going to get different price points because you are a collector. And now we're going to talk about these. These are collector items. They are not cards that everyone should probably use or get. Would it be nice to bling out your deck and have a cool Ghost Dark Magician in your Dark Magician deck? Cool. Yes, of course, everyone, I mean, there's deck profiles, there's YouTubers with a whole bunch of viewers, subscribers that kind of like flaunt and they show off really expensive stuff, you know, really tacky shit. That if you're that kind of person, then yeah, but then you kind of need the money to back up your talk, your blinginess, right? You're not a casual player. These are casual. These are casual cards. These are collectibles, and collectibles aren't the same as these pleb. I'm being rude for no reason, but I think you guys get what I mean. What really pisses me off is people picking and choosing what a word means, right? So what I mean by that is when a person, when they see the price of a set go up, they call people scalpers and they assume it's scalping and blah blah blah. And maybe it is. I mean, it does fit the bill of a higher price, right? But then they see their favorite YouTubers, right? Because what I bought a Ghost from the Past from someone who's a YouTuber, and it was more than MSRP price. And how come they're not scalpers? I mean, I can name some by name, and I will. You know what? You know, I don't like calling people out, but I bought it from Simply Unlucky, right? How is he not a scalper? And this is not me calling him a scalper. Like, this is you guys, the people that are saying that Yu-Gi-Oh has a scalping problem, calling him a scalper. He just saw the price of the market. I would actually defend him. He saw the price of the market and he's like, hey, you know what? This is what it's going for. I am going to make some more money, because I mean, he's a businessman. Of course he should, dude. That's the market was dictated. He did not force the market to go that way, and he benefited from it. Good for him. But you guys, the people who are paranoid about scalpers, you think Simply Unlucky is a scalper. You think 𝗦𝗫𝗖𝗜𝗏𝗏 or something like that is a scalper, because he buys large quantities of stuff, opens it up, and then sells it for profit at a higher price most of the time. And if he doesn't sell it at a higher price, then he's kind of stupid. And I know he's not stupid. So you guys are calling these YouTubers that you love scalpers, and these are just the people that I know that I bought from or that I follow, subscribe. I don't really follow the Yu-Gi-Oh community too much, so and I also think a lot of the YouTubers are kind of boring, so of course I'm not going to follow them. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the YouTubers are also sellers, right? Which would qualify or fit them as scalpers. Now that doesn't sit well with you, does it? Just make sure when you're calling people, being all angry, writing your stupid angry rants for definitions. Like, I mean, here's the thing, man. I grew up poor. I was really poor, like when I was a kid. I wasn't even born in America. I was born in a third world country. Sob story, they were. I'm not going to go into too much of that. And now I'm really well off because I worked hard, and I stopped doing things that cost money so I can get an education and succeed in life. And now that I have this opportunity, I can go back and buy a lot of cards, essentially, because I have a good job. But we have a problem with the community where people are entitled. You know what I did when I couldn't afford to play a fucking card game? I stopped playing the card game and focused on skills, on things that I can improve on to make myself more marketable and stuff like that. I focused on myself and grew. And then when I had the opportunity, I went back to stuff that made me happy. I went back to play a couple video games because I also stopped playing video games for quite a while because they're just time consuming. And now I'm back to Yu-Gi-Oh! And kind of run a Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel. So it does work out in the end, guys. Just stop being entitled. You don't dictate the market. The market is very broad. And, if you can't afford it, I understand. I've been there. Just if you can, or if you, I mean, you have the right to just keep playing, but you don't have the right to be good at it, right? You don't have the right to get any card at any price that you want, because that's just not how it works. If you can't afford something, buy something that's cheaper. And if that really bothers you, quit the game and come back when you have more time or more resources to invest into the game. That's really where I'm going to leave it, because this is another video that's probably going to get downvoted, and I'm okay with that, honestly. I take criticism pretty well. I'm not going to stop making videos like this just because I get bad reception, because it's something that I believe in. I'm not going to bend my morals to appease the mob. It just doesn't work that way. Just don't be entitled. Scalpers are probably not a problem. It's just the way the market works. We have shortages since there's less supply and a lot more demand. Then the prices go up. Basic economics. And then we can also see that a set that was basically everyone was saying was scalped to death, and I mean the MSRP of it was half of what it was actually selling, and what it is currently selling at almost. And we can see that even when a product is scalped according to the Yu-Gi-Oh community consensus, that the prices are not even that affected, because I mean, really, you can see the set wasn't that good, and if the set isn't good, the prices aren't going to go up automatically just because it had some nice collectibles in it. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.